How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Sole. A little bit of Sole goodness, or hopeful goodness. Haven't had this one yet. In the form of Sole Brewings. It's their Buice Jox. Sole. Local brewer to me. Kind of, sort of. Building his own spot in the Lehigh Valley, which is about 45 minutes an hour away from me, but up till recently, and probably for a little bit further into the near future, he brews about 8 minutes away from me at Susquehanna Brewing Company. He does releases every now and then, typically IPAs, but a lot of other stuff. And this is today's release. The releases are fantastic. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah beer. Everybody hangs out, drinks beer, share beers. It's a great time. Didn't get to go today. Had a little bit of, outside of the state things I needed to do, and missed it. But I was lucky enough to have friends in low places and high places, and I got some cans. So, as per typical with all Sole releases, let's review this fucker. As far as what it says on the can itself, it says Buice Jox, and we'll get to that in a second. It is a ale brewed and canned by Sole Artisan Ales, Pittston, PA. Double dry hopped double IPA, ale brewed with mandarin oranges. 8.2% alcohol by volume, and that'd be that. Buice Jox, why the name? It was originally called Juice Box, and they got, from what I heard, take that for what it's worth, they got a C&D letter from a West Coast brewery. And I looked into it real quick. Only West Coast brewery I can see that had the same name that had a beer before them was it Great Notion, that I actually just reviewed. So did it come from them? I don't know. But they got a C&D and they had to change the name. So take Juice Box, flip the J and the B, and there you go. That's what you get. So label-wise, it looks like the original Juice Box. This is kind of a double dry hopped version of that original Juice Box. So yeah, dig all the labels that come there. A little bit different. I think there's that little drop in there is a little bit different, but pretty much the same label. So let's see what she's got. This is it's fun to actually do a Sole review the day of the release and be relatively lucid. Last couple ones I actually waited a couple days to review them because, like I said, those lines can get pretty fun. So, Pinky Finger Super Rockiness that is dissipated pretty much instantly. What was there was white, and it's got a nice haze to it. You know, it's got that nice kind of rich yellow orangey haze going on. Looks like a little butternut squashness, a little bit of grapefruit juice kind of vibes going on. So yeah, you can see through it a little bit, but haze does not a good beer make. Good brewers do good beers make. So yeah, let's get a nose on this, see what we got. Ooh, okay. It smells like Tang. It smells like Tang. It smells like Tang. It's super orangey, super like tangy. All the orange things you want to spout out there. Your Tangs, your Gatorades, your orange kind of sodas if you lack the carbonation in there. Wow, really big. I'm not really getting much like any kind of hop presence outside of that orange, and I think it's from the mandarin oranges and the hops that we're using there. I'm not getting much bitterness of anything at all. I'm getting a sweetness there, and that's kind of, lending to that kind of, Gatorade tangy vibes. Maybe an ever so slightest bit of bitterness, but that's pretty much it. I mean, it is straight up Tang in there. So yeah, does it smell like a beer? Not so much. It smells like juice. Is that a good or bad thing? We're going to find out when we taste it. But car head's almost gone. I always kind of say there's a little bit of lack of carbonation thing when it comes to Joe's beers, and I know he kind of gives me some shit over that, but, we'll see what happens. Let's taste this fucker. Cheers. Yeah, it's very orangey. A little bit hot. Very, very outside of hop orangey. There's a bit of bitterness on the back end, and a bit of heat from the beer itself. But it tastes very orange-like, very juicy orange-like, but not from the hops. It tastes like it's coming from the oranges. In a way, like I said, it's very kind of like a powdered, drinky kind of orange thing going on. Is it bad? I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's definitely kind of skipping outside of the beer realm, and not sticking. It's losing its beerness, I guess you would say, by being that kind of orange. There's that little bit of bitterness, kind of semi-nondescript bitterness on the back end. It's giving me like a kind of like not like palate smackiness, but enough bitterness kind of be like, okay, there's definitely hops in play here. And I'm sure some of that juicy sweetness and some of that orangeness, I should say, is coming from the hops, but it tastes like most of it's coming from those actual mandarin oranges. And even that bitterness could be like a rindy thing, a pithy thing from the oranges themselves. It's nice. I like it. It's fun. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, it's just kind of outside of what beer kind of is. And it definitely reminds me more of like a sports drink or a powdered orange drink than it would a beer. 8.5%. Some people might be into that, dig that, and like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, it's kind of too far removed away from beer for me to really kind of fawn over it. That's pretty much it. Mouthfeel is okay. Carbonation is low. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Orange drank in a beer form. So let's talk about it. So one of the better double IPAs that I've had as of late. No. Just that departure from it being more beer-like. Kind of just, I lose it. Do you know what I mean? It loses me a little bit in there. Value and availability, 18 a 4-pack. Sells out like shit. So, I mean, obviously in a perfect world, you'd want this to be a little bit cheaper, but it sells out. So, market value. And if you like what we like this. If you like Tang, if you like Gatorade, Orange Gatorade, if you like orange drinks in general, and you wish there was a beer version of those, you like that. Because that's instantly what this reminds me of. Like I said, not necessarily in a bad way. It's unique and fun, but it's just too far removed from being a beer for me to kind of like really just over. But in general, another interesting offering from the guys over at Sole. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice homegrown beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.